Konnichiwa, Mina! And now that the regular season's over, time to make my predictions for the NFL playoffs. But first, we gotta look at the playoff standings. So here's the playoff standings at the end of week 17. And I can guarantee you, I'm the only one outside of partisan Broncos fans that predicted the Broncos would get the home field advantage and Patriots would lose out after starting 12-2. I bet you I'm the only one who fought that. Because I knew the Patriots were going to lose to the Jets and Dolphins. Everyone laughed me off. Haha, look who's right again. Who would have thought the Texans would win the AFC South after they were like 2 and they were 1-4 at one point, and boy they were god awful on that first half. I thought they were going to be like 5-11 throughout the season, but they managed to turn it around. But oh man, they got a tough opponent coming up, the Chiefs. Hard to believe the Chiefs start off 1-5 and won the last 10 games to get in. And I said this last night, and I got a whole lot of flack for it, but I think I'm right. Last night, I said the Packers should just let the Vikings win the NFC North. That way they can just go to the Redskins and probably beat them, whereas the Seahawks would thump the Vikings. Trust me, Packers fans, you'd rather play the Redskins than host the Vikings next week and struggle against them. And speaking of the Redskins, wow, what a turnaround that was. I had them projected to be the worst team this year. I thought they were going to go 1-15, yet they turned it around somewhat, although I do not trust them at all. Although Kirk Cousins has had a great year, he still is very, very unpredictable. So now let's get to the playoff bracket. Well, here's the playoff bracket. And this year I do not like the scheduling. I don't like that the wild cards can have all AFC on Saturday and all NFC on Sunday. They need to go back to rotating between the two. But anyways, the first game is the Chiefs at Texans. A rematch from week 1, how about that? Where the Chiefs won 27-20, although it was a lopsided victory in that game. So who will it be? Of course the Chiefs, don't make me laugh. And next is Steelers at Bengals. Now, although the Bengals are good, you got to also remember they're very inconsistent, not only against the playoffs, but against the Steelers. Because they did get thumped by them a few weeks ago when they host them. And they still don't have Andy Dalton, I believe. So, sorry, Bengals. Enjoy losing the playoffs again. As I say, the Steelers will get it, which will set them up at the Broncos. And the Chiefs will have to go to the Patriots. Then it's, of course, Seahawks at Vikings. Another rematch from a few weeks ago where the Seahawks crushed the Vikings. Now, this is what I was saying. It was better for the Packers to lose the NFC North because now the Vikings got to host the Seahawks instead. And we saw how badly they got crushed by them. Now, I don't think they're going to get crushed as badly, but I don't think they're going to win either. Especially if Adrian Peterson's going to keep fumbling the ball like he has all year. So Seahawks will win, which will set them up at the Panthers, and Packers or Redskins would go to the Cardinals. And then the final wild card game is Packers at Redskins. Oh boy, I don't trust the Redskins at all, and I think Kirk Cousins will blow it big time in this game. So I think Packers will win, which will put them at the Cardinals. And now for the divisional round. So the divisional round starts with Chiefs at Patriots. Now, although the Chiefs have been playing dominant since starting 1-5, they're at the Patriots, and although the Patriots have struggled these last few weeks, I don't think they're going to let this one go away on them. So I think they'll barely beat the Chiefs. Then it's Packers at Cardinals, and although they're not going to get probably blown out to the extent that they were against in a few weeks ago, I don't think they're going to beat the Cardinals either. So Cardinals win. Then it's the Seahawks at Panthers. Now, you got to remember, these two have gone up against each other every year since 2012, and one time in the playoffs, and they've been very, very, very close. I think like every single game was decided by like less than 4 points or something like that. So, this could be a very close game. And don't let the 15-1 record from the Panthers or Seahawks 10-6 deceive you. Seahawks are much better than 10-6, and the Panthers, well, I don't quite trust them fully yet. And I would not be surprised if the Seahawks win, but since they're home, I think it would be the Panthers this time. And then the final divisional round matchup is Steelers at Broncos. And now, of course, they're going to have this big QB controversy that's non-existent. They need to stick with Osweiler. And the Broncos did have the Steelers on the ropes like 3 weeks ago when they were at them, but now they're going to be hosting them. And the only thing going for the Broncos is they're at home, so I think they'll win. But don't be surprised if the Steelers actually pull it off. So now it's the conference championships. Alright, now in the conference championship starts with the Patriots at Broncos. Oh boy, at the Broncos with that very good defense and that struggling offensive line for the Patriots, it probably will go down the same way it did a few weeks ago when they were at them as well. Maybe go into overtime, but the Broncos I think would still win, which would clinch them their first Super Bowl appearance since 2013. And then finally would be the Cardinals at Panthers. Now, wow, this could be close, but I'm not exactly sure what the advantage would be except Panthers being home, of course. Cam Newton would probably be the one that would be the game-deciding winner for this one. So I think the Panthers would just win it, which would give them their first Super Bowl appearance since 2003. Okay, now it's Super Bowl 50 in Santa Clara with the Broncos and the Panthers. Oh boy, now it's time for Super Bowl 50. And now when it comes to a game like this, I studied the matchups of the offense and defenses of each team. So put the Broncos offense against the Panthers defense. Oh god, don't make me laugh. The Panthers would easily crush the Broncos on offense. So then you get to the Panthers offense against the Broncos defense, and there, it could go either way throughout the game. But I would trust the Broncos defense slightly more than the Panthers offense. So you got one side, slight edge to the Broncos, but the other side, a huge edge to the Panthers. So what does that mean? I predict the Panthers will win their first Super Bowl ever, 27-10. Probably would be tied up around halftime before the Panthers really start getting on the board. And then the Broncos would probably be so desperate they put Peyton Manning back on the field and he would blow it so badly. But you know what else? The selfish side of me would prefer the Broncos to win. That way they can host the Panthers in the kickoff game. Since I didn't get that last in 2014 when the Broncos were at the Seahawks. So that's my prediction for the playoffs and the Super Bowl this year. Let me know in the comments what you guys say.